So here we go. So the main villain for this movie, having already caused havoc for Thor, is Loki. He has encountered an alien race known as the Chitauri, and has struck a deal with their leader, the Other, to secure the Tesseract, and in return, Loki will be given an army with which he can use to subjugate the people of Earth. The Tesseract has been found by Nick Fury of S.H.I.E.L.D. and along with physicist Dr. Eric Selvig is conducting experiments on the artifact. The Tesseract activates and then a wormhole is opened, through which Loki arrives and he steals it whilst putting several people under his spell with his scepter, including Hawkeye, aka Cliff Barton. Nick Fury proceeds to activate the Avengers initiative, which he first mentioned at the end of the first Iron Man movie. Whilst in the middle of the undercover operation, Natasha Romanoff, also known as Black Widow, abandons the Sting under the orders of Agent Coulson to go and help recruit Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, but not before laying out her captors in true Black Widow style. And of course avoiding Bruce getting angry, because apparently you don't like him when he's angry. Steve Rogers, fresh from his escapades in the first Captain America movie, is approached by Nick Fury to join the Avengers. Steve is still taking his time to adjust to the present day America after being frozen for 70 years, but finally he accepts Nick Fury's offer. Agent Coulson goes in to bring Tony Stark, with a little persuasion involving Pepper Potts. So that's 4 of the Avengers lineup accounted for, leaving Thor and Hawkeye. Hawkeye is still under Loki's spell, and in Germany he steals the iridium which is needed to stabilize the Tesseract. Whilst in Germany, Loki attempts to subjugate more victims, when Iron Man, Black Widow, and Captain America arrive on the scene. And after a brief little skirmish, Loki is taken in. However, on board the plane, Thor accepts and rescues Loki, with Captain America and Iron Man in hot pursuit. This ends with the 3 briefly going at it before coming to a truce, and then they take Loki to the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier and have him locked away. Back at S.H.I.E.L.D., the scientists are back and studying the Tesseract, whilst Loki is interrogated by Fury. However, the heroes become divided on how to deal with Loki, and then personalities clash, especially Steve and Tony. To make matters worse, the tension becomes further intensified when it's discovered that S.H.I.E.L.D.'s plan was to use the Tesseract to create weapons of mass destruction to hold off against alien threats. In the meanwhile, a possessed Hawkeye along with Loki's other mind-controlled slaves attack S.H.I.E.L.D. And in the chaos, Loki escapes with the Tesseract and kills Agent Coulson. Banner transforms into the Hulk and goes on a rampage with Natasha the target. Thor intervenes and he tries to hold off Hulk, while Black Widow confronts Hawkeye, and in a one-on-one fight manages to knock him out and break Loki's spell. With Coulson's death, Fury uses it as motivation to bring the Avengers together as a team and stop Loki once and for all. Loki has used the Tesseract and the wormhole generator to summon the Chitauri fleet in space, and brings about his invasion of Earth. With Cliff Barton and Hawkeye now free from Loki's spell, Banner once again in control, and all the others coming together, the iconic moment that was the movie and the MCU's defining moment, the official formation of the Avengers. With everyone all on board, the Avengers, led by Cap, launch a defensive strike against Loki's invasion, leading to some spectacular fight scenes that would bring about the defeat, and Loki is then taken out by the Hulk. The wormhole generator is still open, and Dr. Selvig reveals that Loki's scepter can shut down the wormhole and prevent more Chitauri coming through. Nick Fury's superiors at the World Security Council have other ideas, however, and then they launch a nuclear missile straight into the heart of Manhattan, where the invasion is happening, and look to end the invasion. Iron Man intercepts and diverts the missile straight into the wormhole, where it goes straight into the Chitauri mothership and destroys it and disables all Chitauri beings on Earth. Widow uses Loki's scepter and closes the wormhole, ending the invasion. There's almost a close call as Iron Man nearly dies after his suit loses power, but is rescued by Hulk and then revived. With Loki's invasion stopped, Thor takes him and the scepter back to Asgard, but he will face trial for all his crimes. There is skepticism about the Avengers being formed, but Fury is adamant that they will be there to save the day when needed. And so the adventure begins. The Avengers assembled. Now there is a post-credit scene where the Other is seen talking with his master about the failed attack. His master being the one and only Thanos. The war, the Infinity War, has just begun.